So the host requested that I tell the story of how Lord Jagannath appeared in India. So far, so good? I know you can do it. Let's give Kakani a big hand to encourage him. This is a first. Jai. All right, we begin by chanting. What did I just say? Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath. Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. So this is a prayer we sing. The mood is called separation. The devotee is missing the Lord and is begging the Lord to please become visible. So just on, was it Tuesday, they had the Ratha-yatra in Jagannath Puri. And that whole Ratha-yatra is that same mood. The idea is bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan. When Krishna killed Kamsa, he was 11 years old. And before leaving Vrindavan, the gopis tried to stop him from leaving. Akrura was sent by Kamsa to bring Krishna and Balaram. Even Kamsa told Akrura that I want you to bring Krishna and Balaram, and my plan is to kill them. I have one big elephant. Then I have arranged a wrestling match. And my plan is either of these two ways, I will kill Krishna. But as it turned out, Krishna killed the elephant. Krishna and Balaram killed all the wrestlers. And when all the wrestlers were killed, Kamsa said, "Kill Nanda Maharaj. Arrest Vasudeva. And kill my father Ugrasena. Because all of these are against my rule." So when Krishna heard this, he became very angry. And he jumped up and pulled Kamsa down. And with his fists, he killed Kamsa. Krishna Bhagavana ki. How is Kakani doing so far? Good? Isn't this fun, huh? See, devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, translatinam. We should do this on Sundays too. What do you think? Okay? We got a job? Jai. Then people won't complain. Why you don't speak in Hindi? I have my translator. I'll pay you later. I'll pay you in blessings. Yes. So at that time when Kamsa was killed, Krishna was reunited with his original parents. Because for 11 years, Krishna and Balaram were staying with Nanda and Yashoda. And they didn't know that Krishna wasn't their real son. But after the killing of Kamsa, the truth was revealed. So Krishna told Nanda and Yashoda that now I want to spend some time with my real parents. So Nanda and Yashoda agreed. They left Mathura and went back to Vrindavan. Krishna stayed with Vasudeva and Devaki in Mathura. After that, Krishna married only 16,108 wives. And he was living hundreds of miles away, in the midst of the ocean, in the city known as Dwaraka. And Krishna had 10 sons and 1 daughter by each wife. So there was many people in the Yadu dynasty. And although Krishna had promised the gopis when he was 11 years old that he would be returning soon, he wasn't able to do that. So by this time now he has even grandchildren. So once upon a time, the astrologers told everyone that there was going to be a solar eclipse. So this was a big event. So all the Yadu dynasty, Krishna's joint family, they went to the holy place known as Kurukshetra. And the residents of Vrindavan also went. So now, after many years, could be around 100 years, they finally meet. And the residents of Dwaraka and Vrindavan are actually good friends. So this was a very heartwarming occasion. And everyone was talking and embracing and having a very good time. At this time, Draupadi talked to Krishna's wives. She wanted to find out from them how is it that they got to be Krishna's wife. Because Draupadi herself is a great devotee of Krishna. Like Krishna, she is very dark complexion. And even her name, Krishna. Everyone say, Krishna. Everybody. Very good. So Draupadi was very curious. So first Rukmini told her story. Because Rukmini is the first queen. Krishna had kidnapped her. So Rukmini told her story. Then the other 7 principal queens, Jambavati, Satyabhama, Bhadra, Satya, Lakshmana, Mitravinda, Kalindi, Satya, they told their stories. Now it so happened that Krishna got 16,100 wives wholesale. Yes. They were all prisoners of one demon, Baumasura. When Krishna killed that demon, Krishna saw that they were all kept prisoners. So, because they had been kept prisoners, there was nobody who was going to marry them. So when Krishna rescued them, they were looking at him. And Krishna said, "What do you want?" And they said, "No one will marry us, so you have to marry us." Krishna said, "Come on." Krishna took all those princesses, and in a big wedding in Dwaraka, he married all of them. So they are headed up by one queen. Her name is Rohini. And so she told Draupadi the story. Draupadi was very happy to hear all these stories. Meanwhile, the gopis, they told Krishna, "Come with us." And they went to a secluded place because they didn't want to be disturbed by others. And the gopis explained how they were feeling. They reminded Krishna, you said you were coming back. You never came back. Balaram came, but you didn't come. And there's a reason for that. Balaram was allowed to go to Vrindavan with permission of his parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, but they would not give permission to Krishna, because Vasudeva and Devaki knew if we allow Krishna to visit Vrindavan, he won't come back. So they were thinking, Just see how they are attached. I'm sure all of you are attached to your children, yes? Are you attached to your children? Should be. Good thing. So Vasudeva and Devaki didn't want to lose Krishna. So the gopis were explaining how they had been suffering all these years, waiting for Krishna to return. So Krishna decided to instruct them. Krishna explained to the gopis, there is no need to lament. I am everywhere. After all, one of Krishna's names, Vasudeva, means he's everywhere. So Krishna was explaining to the gopis, there's no such thing as separation. I am everywhere. So there was some talk, and Radharani and the gopis were thinking, what if Krishna asks us to come back with him to Dwaraka? And they said, no. Radharani especially. She was seeing how Krishna was dressed. Krishna is dressed as a prince. Kshatriya dress. Radharani is thinking, this is not my Krishna. This is my Krishna. How does Krishna look like? Does Krishna look like a Kshatriya here? How does he look, Meenakshi? He looks like cowherd boy. Simple dhoti, right? He's Govinda. Everybody say, here he's Shyama Sundara. In Dwaraka, he's known as Dwarakadish. He's known as Vasudeva. Or he's known as Yadu Kumar. But in Vrindavan, they don't use these names. Rukmini Ramana. No, not in Vrindavan. Radha Ramana. Govinda. Syama Sundara. Gopal. These are the Vrindavan names. So Radha and the gopis are thinking, not this Krishna. We want this Krishna. So the gopis, even if Krishna had asked them to come back with him to Dwaraka, they would have said no. Instead, they would prefer to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. And that is what Ratha-yatra is. Ratha-yatra is an emotional, spiritual ecstasy, bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan. So, the Jagannath Ratha-yatra starts in Jagannath Puri. It's also known by the name Shri Purushottama Kshetra. So symbolically, Jagannath Puri represents Kurukshetra, where the gopis met Krishna. When the Ratha-yatra ceremony is done every year, takes 9 days. They have 3 carts or chariots, one for Balaram, one for Jagannath, and one for Subhadra. 2 brothers, 1 sister. Subhadra was the 9th child of Vasudeva and Devaki. Balaram was first, then Krishna was number 8, Subhadra number 9. The first 6 brothers were killed by Kamsa. So when they do the Ratha-yatra, the 3 carts go on procession. And they wind up in another temple known as Gundicha. And that represents Vrindavan. So when they do the Ratha-yatra, they are bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan where he belongs. The original Krishna belongs in Vrindavan. Now, there is another level of understanding. And we learned this from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 500 years ago, he would act out a drama during this Ratha-yatra. And he was teaching us that Gundicha means Vrindavan, but it also means your heart. So before Ratha-yatra, Lord Chaitanya and all of his followers, they would clean the Gundicha temple. Dwarkadish Prabhu has been to that temple. Have you been to that temple? Oh, you got to go. Dwarkadish can tell you all about it. I wasn't allowed in. I had to wait outside. But Dwarkadish can tell you. So, Lord Chaitanya, before Ratha-yatra, he would gather all of his associates, and they would clean the temple top to bottom. All the devotees had brooms, and there was a competition. Who could collect the most dirt? And Lord Chaitanya was the judge. They wanted to get every speck of dirt out of the temple. And whoever collected the most dirt got nice Mahaprasad. Ah, Mahaprasada Govinde. So, while the cleaning is going on, nobody's talking. only one word is coming out of their mouth. Krishna. If somebody wants to say something, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. No talking. Somehow or other they convey what they want to say just by saying Krishna. Try that in your workplace sometime. So Lord Chaitanya, he was cleaning the throne where Jagannath would sit. Besides brooms, they had buckets of water. And hundreds of devotees were splashing buckets of water. And sometimes in their ecstasy, they would crash into one another. And the water would go spilling out. But what word were they saying? Krishna. Krishna. So, Lord Chaitanya was cleaning Jagannath's throne using his own clothes. And Lord Chaitanya was in so much ecstasy, he was crying. This is called happy crying. Not crying that we do when we get arrested by the cops and get shot. No, happy crying. And with those tears, he was cleaning Jagannath's sitting place. And they cleaned the temple twice. Some of you have maids, am I correct? Some of you who are a little well off, you have maids. Do you tell your maids, do it twice? You should. Get it really clean. Because Lord Chaitanya is thinking, I want it to be the best sitting place for Krishna. Now we come to more esoteric meaning. Cleaning that Gundicha temple is how we should clean our heart. And just as Lord Chaitanya cleaned it twice, our hearts should also be cleaned thoroughly, so that Krishna sits there nicely. That's why Lord Chaitanya's first instruction, Chaito Darpana Marjanam, cleanse the mirror of the mind. Cleanse the heart. The easiest way to do that, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we want to purify our hearts so that Krishna sits nicely. We want to remove lust, anger, greed, material desires, mental speculation. When we have material desires, this disturbs Krishna in our hearts. But when we chant Mahamantra, Krishna becomes very, very happy. Now, during the Ratha-yatra parade, Lord Chaitanya is acting out a drama. Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radha Rani, bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan. And so, Lord Chaitanya has 7 kirtan groups in the front, in the back, and on the sides of the 3 carts. And Lord Chaitanya is appearing in all 7 groups at the same time. After all, he's Krishna. When Krishna danced the Rasa dance, each gopi was perceiving Krishna's dancing with her. There were thousands of gopis. There were thousands of Krishnas. So for Lord Chaitanya to manifest in 7 kirtan groups, not a problem. But not everyone could see this. Only those devotees on a very high level of God consciousness. So, in Jagannath Puri 500 years ago, there was a king, Prataparudra. And he was a great devotee. But Lord Chaitanya is a sannyasi. And even though the king wanted to have darshan of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya would not agree to see him, because it would not look good in the public eye. People would think, oh, this is cheap sannyasi going to the king to get some donation. So the king tried so many ways. And even Lord Chaitanya's followers, they even requested Lord Chaitanya, just go see the king one time. Lord Chaitanya became angry. If you say this again, I'm leaving and not coming back. So they got the hint. But during the Ratha-yatra, the king put on simple clothes and he became a bhangi. He swept, am I using the right word? He swept the road for Lord Jagannath. And he had a golden handled broom. And when Lord Chaitanya saw this, his heart softened. So Prataparudra was allowed 3 special mercies. So during the Ratha-yatra, at one point, Lord Chaitanya fainted right in front of the king. And nobody noticed. So Prataparudra picked up Lord Chaitanya with his hands. But Lord Chaitanya, he was in ecstasy. And he sort of knew what was going on. So as soon as the king picked him up, Lord Chaitanya went, oh, king, oh, go away. But actually, Lord Chaitanya was arranging this first installment of mercy. To pick up Lord Chaitanya. Who would like that benediction? Yeah, yes, you're right, Kakani. Excellent. Then, as I told you before, Lord Chaitanya is dancing in all 7 groups. Prataparudra was able to see it. Wow. Then, number 3. The devotees had told Prataparudra, at a certain point in the parade, there's a time when the carts stop. And the chanters and dancers take rest in a garden. And all the people offer food to Jagannath on the cart. So they told Prataparudra what to do. So Lord Chaitanya is exhausted from the chanting and dancing. And he's half conscious. Prataparudra comes, but dressed as simple Vaishnava. Humble. No royal king clothes. Simple dhoti. Wrapper. He touches all the feet of the devotees in the garden. Then he goes to Lord Chaitanya and starts to massage his feet and legs. And the devotees told him, Lord Chaitanya will be in a special ecstasy. You should recite the Gopi Gita from the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's one chapter, the best, topmost chapter in all of Srimad Bhagavatam. 335 chapters, 12 cantos. Rasa Leela is only 5 chapters. And one chapter, the best chapter, Gopi Geet. The gopis crying out to Krishna when he left them during the Rasa dance. So Prataparudra is massaging Lord Chaitanya and chanting those verses. Lord Chaitanya is so pleased. He embraces Prataparudra and shows him divine manifestations and forms. And he tells Prataparudra, keep this confidential. This is between me and you. And so he finishes the chapter. He leaves. He offers his obeisances. And he is successful. So this Ratha-yatra is a very, very ecstatic, spiritual, ecstatic ceremony. And 14 days before Ratha-yatra, there is Snana-yatra. And Snana-yatra is when the devotees bathe Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. And Dwarkadish can tell you all about that as well. Because what deity do you usually carry the deity, right? Which one? So, LA Temple, New Dwarka, they do this Ratha-yatra. And I think that's not this Sunday. 24th? So, 24th of July, everyone can be Brahmana on that day. Jagannath is, after all, Jagannath. He's not Hindu Nath. He's not Gringo Nath. He's not Trump Nath. Jagannath. He's the Lord of everyone. So on this day, anyone who comes to the LA Temple, but you may have to wait a long time because the line is very long. But if you're patient, you can bathe Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. You see how close I am to my camera? That's how close you can be with Jagannath. It's called up close and personal. It is the most ecstatic day. I remember when I went to South India, when I went to the Ranganath temple, I had to wait hours just to go see the deity. Same way with Tirupati. In Tirupati, they had 3 checkpoints. TSA, they had scanners and everything. But even though you have to wait long and lines, and in Tirupati, I couldn't believe it. The door is like as wide as the temple. I saw old ladies going like this. I was, wow. Whoa. So, please take advantage of Ratha-yatra, take advantage of Ratha-yatra, because you'll get so much mercy. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me Jaya Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. One last quick story. In 1995, Lilavati and Dwarkadish took me to India. And one of the places they took me was Jagannath Puri. But the system is, unless you're born Hindu, you cannot enter the temple. So Dwarkadish, Leelavati, Rupal, Nihar, they went inside the temple. And I waited in a building behind the temple. And in that temple, they had a big picture of Prabhupada's guru. So I was waiting there chanting japa. So one looked like he was an important man. He brought me some Jagannath Prasad. Khichdi. I love khichdi. I love Gujarati khichdi, Bengali khichdi, any kind of khichdi, I love it. But Jagannath khichdi? So this man, as I'm eating, he says, Swamiji, can you get me green card? So I said, Prabhu, no problem. You get me to see Jagannath in the temple, I'll get you green card. He said, oh, no. No green card. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your temple is very special now. Now you have two special pujaris. Both of them were previously pujaris in Jagannath Temple. So, two things. Respect your pujaris and obey them. Even I obey them. First thing I do when I see them. What is my instruction, Prabhu? Okay? Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. Now, I think Kakani deserves. So can we do this whenever I do Sunday? Can we do did you have fun?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
If I'm here, we'll do it.
You have to be here. Without you, there's no temple.
Nothing like that. I'm one of them.
Yes? Jai. Yes, and the temple is only closed